Okay, we're coming to you from the back parking lot here in Tim Hortons in Nanaimo, right in the close to the downtown core. I should have enough juice in the battery to do a couple talks on this, but today I would like to bring to you some of the anomalies that I've seen prior to and shortly after discovering this Joe pipe technology. Right in this particular parking lot, I was parked maybe a little further back 3 years ago. You can see where these two pieces of titanium pipe, where this pipe was actually shattered in the third test done with this pipe. And you can see where one end was melted. That was the second test. It was actually melted with this copper here. This copper went superconductive. And if you look closely, if you can see the bumps inside and the bumps outside, that was from the piece of titanium going to the boiling point, way past the melting point, and yet still remaining in the solid form. When it melted here, it didn't change color. The copper changed color where you could actually see through it. So that shows me that this is very bright. In fact, when I tried spraying water on this, water wouldn't even touch it. Wouldn't leave a dark spot, and I was right here. Water wouldn't touch it. Okay, how much time we got here? This test here was before the Joe pipe, and it was actually my first BTU test with a can of water on top. I got the results somewhere. And this here was what's left over of this soft fire brick. I put the fire brick in there as a catalyst. And as you can see, I brought at the time I was using gas and water vapor, and that's the little exit hole there. Then I put the can right on top, and actually it melted this fire brick. And so you're talking extreme temperatures here, way beyond what gas or propane can do. All right, this was shortly after. I'm just going to run through all this quick here. This is shortly after the discovery of the flame pipe, or was it before? It might have been before, just before, in the spring of 2005. And this was the original brass piece that I used to feed the gas and water vapor into this core. So it's actually a pipe inside of this fire brick. And there's one particular time it went funny, and when I looked inside, like this turned instantly transparent where you can see the fire through it. And when I looked inside, all this was just a brilliant sparkling white, like brand new snow with the sun bouncing off it. But this particular test here, it happened just before that, and I may have used the same brass feed, and it sounded funny when I pulled it back. I seen a purple ball of spinning plasma here. Must have been plasma, and it actually vaporized the inside of the fire brick. So we're talking extreme temperatures. All right, one more piece. I don't know if you can see that. It's this here is how can I explain this? I think I was doing some copper. I had some copper inside this here just for an experiment. And what happened is that this little teardrop, it's got two little points on it, and that's where the copper gas was condensating and began to grow and condensate back into a solid. So we're talking past the melting point. We're talking right at the vapor point of metal. A couple phase changes, and where this was sitting was right up there, and there's a whole bunch of them. Right, this is the only one that I got left, and this being the cooler part with a can of water on top, it cooled the gas and it condensated there. So this is where that came from. This here is a piece of aluminum. Right now with big pipes, aluminum's easy to melt. These are pieces of soapstone that turned gold, and this black here is actually where some carbon rod was actually fused with the soapstone. And this here is just a little bit of headlight glass that I was playing around with. Alright, this is more or less a quick run through of the some of the anomalies before the actual discovery of the flame pipe in the spring of 2005, actually done in Port Alberni, and the discovery of the flame pipe was here in Nanaimo in June of 2005, and these tests here were during the month of June or July, right in this parking lot. If you take a close look, you can see where in this particular test, I'm going to do a whole talk on this. It wasn't melted, it was sheared off. And for the test, I had a piece of ceramic or porcelain tubing inserted into the end, and that created its own sound, and it introduced a sound into the subatomic structure of the material. The same test done 3 times, 3 different manifestations. So the guys at Los Alamos research there, well, this might be interesting to you. My hat off to Russell there for because his discoveries are more or less backing this Joe pipe technology, and this is just the flip side of the Joe pipe what I'm showing you. So it does have 2 sides. It has the Joe pipe side and it has the mysterious side, like the quantum side. So I think this is it for the intro. We're still running, so maybe while we're doing that, I could show you some close-ups. The lighting's not the best here. You can see the bumps on the yellow side here. This is where the copper actually turned this into titanium into mush. Now, who ever heard of copper not melting and melting titanium? So I've actually seen copper go superconductive, titanium go superconductive, brass instantly turned transparent, and also a steel spark plug. After this melted, I had to replace it with something, so I picked up a spark plug at the auto place here, and it was a little bit smaller than the fitting, but it worked. But it still, when it turned transparent, you could actually see the fire, the lines of the fire right through it. It was just incredible, and the propagation rate was way beyond the pressure being used to introduce into the system. So that's it. My battery says low here. It's right on the red, so we're going to have to call her quits here.